If you're 18 years old and you're just starting off your credit card journey, this is exactly what you guys need to watch. I'm gonna teach you guys not only how to be able to travel for free, get free hotels and free rental cars, but we're gonna actually go deeper and actually show you guys how to be able to structure your credit report so you guys can be able to leverage it and then go ahead and buy businesses as you guys move forward. So make sure you guys stick around to the end of this video because we don't have much time to waste. Let's get into this video right now. So if you just jumped on this video, especially if you guys are young, this is definitely one of those videos where you need to watch. So credit is a lot more important, especially when you're younger, because you're honestly trying to go ahead and build out your life compared to somebody who's 40, 50 years old. Now, I'm not saying that you can't get game for this, but for the most part, if you guys are 18, you guys are newly starting off your credit card journey and you want to be able to build it up properly, then you guys can go ahead and build it up to be able to buy businesses, to be able to get started. This is literally the information that school has never taught us. If they taught you guys, then they really couldn't make money off of you guys. And I know for myself, if they taught me this in school, man, I would have never went to school whatsoever. So they didn't want to co-sign for me at all. And I had to go actually buy my first car for my dad cash. Can you believe that? I had to literally buy my first car for my dad cash, and it was a 2004 Toyota Camry. I realized how big of a blessing that was due to the fact that basically now I actually was self-reliant and was able to depend on myself because I never wanted to rely on anybody. I wanted to be able to use my own credit and use my own name to be able to go ahead and get everything that I wanted in life. So, because the reason is, right, like a lot of people will tell you guys, oh, don't use credit, don't do this, don't do that. But you have to realize that credit is really beneficial because now you're actually getting paid to be able to use your credit. And as long as you're really not overspending and maxing out your credit cards and just doing dumb stuff, then you guys are going to be fine, right? As far as anybody that can be able to really manage their credit, it's really not that hard. Honestly, how I look at it is just use it like your debit card. If you know that you guys only have $500 that you guys spend every single month, then literally just go ahead and spend that on your credit card and pay it back off in time. Now, whenever you guys pay it back off, you guys can be able to get reward points for those dollars you spend. So if you guys had an American Express Gold Card, so their sign-on bonus is around 60,000 points after you spend $4,000 or more. So you guys are getting paid to be able to spend money, and then you can be able to transfer those points into actual cash. And so cards like that will actually give you guys 4 points for every dollar that you spend. And so usually every single point on the American Express system is every 1,000 point counts for $1. So if you have 60,000 points, then you'll get roughly around $600 credited back to your statement, or you guys can be able to transfer those points to be able to get airlines or free hotels. And so that really helps you guys out in being able to get benefits for your credit. And most importantly too is that whenever you guys use a credit card, they actually have a $0 fraud policy. So when I really learned about that when I was in college, right, I was like, bro, I'm never going to use debit. Like, why would I use debit? Like, you go ahead and let something happen to your debit card and then go ahead and submit a dispute. See how long the bank will take, even though it's your actual money. So even if it's your actual money, the bank's still going to take their time and give you the money back, if they even do, right? Like somebody tomorrow can literally steal your credit card, spend $10,000, and if you didn't do it, then you will literally get the money back. So that's the benefits of credit cards. And honestly, like with America, everything revolves around credit. You can't do anything without credit. You can't get a job, you can't get a house, you can't get a car. I mean, there's certain ways around it, of course, but at the end of the day, you're gonna need to be able to have a lot of cash. And even if you guys have cash, I know that if you only have cash, that's all you got, right? With credit, you can be able to start buying assets and it's not gonna be considered into your actual cash reserves. So it's really like a light bulb moment because I was like, bro, like what? Like I'm gonna go ahead and get credit and I can be able to get access to capital just off of my name and my spending habits. Like that's a no-brainer. So when I was in college, I started to learn more and more about credit. So I'll literally go ahead and get a car, and every 6 months I'll go ahead and trade that car back in and get a car that has higher monthly payment so I can be able to get access to higher limits of credit cards. Because the more debt that you guys can be able to handle, the more debt that they'll be able to lend you, which absolutely makes really no sense at all, right? But if you're smart, and this is what I want to teach you guys, is to actually be able to take those higher limits that they give you, instead of spending that on liabilities, and we'll go ahead and spend it on assets such as businesses that actually give you guys return on investments, and also properties that can be able to give you guys more money and also help you guys have access. So when I was around 21 years old, right, I actually had around $250,000 worth of available credit. So I bought a semi truck. I was in the trucking business for quite some time while I'm letting the truck run on the road and actually be able to go ahead and make me some money. I was able to do that, go ahead and get a couple of cars, put it on Turo, and then basically go ahead and actually flip my money and be able to make me more money. Even if you guys are 16 years old, here's a couple of things that I would do to start building off your credit so then you guys can be able to get business credit, which is really what the whole goal should be, right? The whole goal of credit is not to go buy a designer. It's not to go do all this dumb stuff. That wave is already over, guys. So what we're doing now is really going ahead and making sure that we're investing in assets. If you guys are living in the household or you're helping to pay rent, just go ahead and say that you guys have rented out from this place, because technically that's really what you guys are doing, right? And so at the end of the day, if you guys are paying rent, if you're in college, if you happen to have a dorm or whatever it is, then if you guys are paying rent, go ahead and put that onto Rental Karma or Rental Track. That way you guys can be able to start off on the right foot. So with that being said, right, another key way that you guys will be able to boost your credit score. So then after you guys go ahead and get Rental Karma, man, what you guys are really going to do is go ahead and actually get a secure credit card. So you guys can be able to get a secure credit card for $1,000 or more. The reason I say $1,000 is because if you guys get a $300 or $500 limit, it's going to take you guys years to be able to get to that $5,000 or $10,000 mark as far as with credit. So if you guys start off with $1,000 in secure credit cards, then it's going to make it a lot easier as long as you guys manage it. And one very important thing that you guys must do is to really manage your credit report, and also make sure that if you guys are using the credit card, pay back the balance to at least below a 30% utilization. That way you guys are not spiking up your credit score, and you can be able to also apply for other credit cards. So that's going to be like the first bottom tier, right? Secure credit cards. Now, if you guys wait about 6 to 12 months, that secure credit card, as long as you guys pick a good lender to go from, then that secure credit card will automatically get turned from a secure credit card to an unsecured credit card. What that means is that the bank will actually be extending you guys off that credit limit, so you guys will be able to get your money back, and the bank will actually give you guys their money to use, and that's really where you want to be at. Now you guys are going to be ready to go ahead and get starter credit cards. So these really are our beginning cards that they give, and it's different than a secure credit card because it's actually going to be an unsecured credit card. So these starter cards are going to be really great, especially when you're starting off your journey. There's a lot of really great ones. There's American Express. There's also Chase. So those are really great banks to go ahead and start to build with, because they really have some high tier credit cards that you guys want to be able to start off that relationship on the right foot. So whenever you guys do get your things rolling and you start to build up your credit history, you guys can be able to graduate and get mid-tier and then higher tier credit cards. And so my answer really is that you guys can be able to try for both. The thing is, Amex is really lenient for new card holders. They really like to be able to approve new card holders. Now, one of their best starter credit cards is going to be the Everyday Cash Rewards card. And so this is the white card that has a strip. And so it's a really good starter card, and it gives you guys good reward points. So with the Amex Everyday card, you guys are literally going to be able to get 3 points on gas, 3 points on groceries, and be able to get 3% on actual online purchases. So it's a good card that you guys can be able to start building off with. If you guys want to go with Chase, some of the credit cards that I would recommend, especially for the starter ones, are going to be the Freedom Flex and the Freedom Unlimited. So those are really going to be great ones to start with, right? Now the Freedom Unlimited, you guys get 1.5% back on all unlimited purchases. And with the Freedom Flex card, you guys are going to be able to get 5% on all things back, right? So that's really going to be able to build you guys up as far as the points you guys want. And you guys really want to make sure you're stacking up those points. So Chase, Amex, really great options, especially if you guys are building it up. And so let's go on to the mid-tier credit cards. And after that, you should be able to go ahead and actually have a high credit score to be able to get approved. So keep in mind, guys, that you guys don't want to go ahead and start applying for new credit cards every single month. You want to be able to establish that relationship, wait 3 to 4 months, and then go ahead and apply for those mid-tier credit cards cards and be able to graduate to higher credit cards after that. Because if you guys just start applying right away, the lender's going to deny you guys because it's going to look like you're applying for too much credit, and they're not going to be able to see your payment history with those credit cards. So you guys have to think about credit as trust in a sense. The lender is trusting you guys to be able to take care of this credit card. They want to be able to see how well you guys are doing with these starter cards. So whenever you guys actually have the mid-tier credit cards, they'll be able to know your spending habits and how your actual spending behavior is, right? And that's really the whole purpose of it. Now, after you guys have had some experience with these starter credit cards, then you guys can be able to graduate to these mid-tier credit cards. You should have an established credit report now, and your credit score should be at around 700. And so if you guys are at 700 or even more, then you guys can be able to start getting approved for mid-tier credit cards such as the Chase Sapphire Preferred, the American Express Gold Card, or the American Express Blue Business Preferred. So these are really good mid-tier options. So they do actually give you guys more incentives. I know with the American Express Gold Card, you guys will get 4 points on all restaurants and groceries. So that's going to be a really great factor on to be able to get more bang for your buck. And so that's really going to be the ultimate goal that you guys want to get to, because these mid-tier credit cards, they'll automatically start you guys off with a higher limit. The Chase Sapphire Preferred actually is a Visa signature. So all Visa signature credit cards actually have a minimum of $5,000 approvals. So whenever you guys get to those mid-tier credit cards, then you guys are automatically going to see a higher credit limit to begin with. So that's really something to keep in mind, because once you guys actually start using these starter cards, make sure you guys keep your balances below 10% so you guys can be able to get approved for those higher limit credit cards a lot easier. So now after you guys went ahead and got these mid-tier credit cards, now you guys should be able to go ahead and get these higher tier credit cards, which are really going to open up higher limits for you guys. So as you guys can see with the linear progression, every credit card as you guys go to different tiers will give you guys higher limits, right? So if you guys are having these higher tier credit cards such as the Chase Sapphire Reserve, the American Express Platinum card, and also the Capital One Venture X card, so these cards are really going to be able to get you guys these higher limits that you guys are looking for. Now they do come with higher annual fees. I know with the American Express Platinum card, you guys are going to see an annual fee of around $695, but they actually come with the 80,000 sign-on bonus. If you guys actually reach that sign-on bonus, then you'll be able to actually make up for that annual fee. Now these cards are really meant to be used because they do give you guys a lot higher points per dollar. As far as for the reward points, you guys will be able to get 5x on hotels and flights with the American Express Platinum card. And so with the Chase Sapphire Reserve, it will give you guys a 3x on all travel. So it's just like the Sapphire, but you guys can be able to get 50% more points. However, the thing is with the Reserve, you guys will be able to get a higher transfer evaluation whenever you guys go ahead and transfer it through the Chase portal. So that's really going to be a good way to be able to go ahead and actually travel for free and get those free hotels. Now, after you guys went ahead and build up your credit report, you guys have already got access to the starter cards. You've got access to the mid-tier cards. Now you guys have also got access to these higher tier credit cards. So after that, what you guys need to do is be able to go ahead and go into the business side, because after you went ahead and build up your personal side really well, what you want to do is go on to the business side to be able to get these higher limits. Because if you guys are getting $2,500 approved for your personal side, you'll be able to get $10,000 and $20,000 credit cards on the business side, so you guys can be able to actually invest into getting real estate, also being able to build a portfolio up for businesses by being able to really invest. So that's really going to be a key strategy you guys need to really implement. And so some of the business cards that we really like to be able to get approved for are going to be the Chase Inc. business cards. So they really have high limits on the Chase Inc. business cards, especially with the unlimited and the in cash. They literally give you guys a 0% APR for 12 months. So you guys can be able to take that money, liquidate those credit cards, and then actually be able to invest in actual property. So you guys can be able to get your actual return on investment, pay back the credit card, and then be able to actually get higher limits after that. So the business side is really where you guys want to be able to, because you don't really want anything bad to happen to your personal side. And so if any one thing that you guys slip up on for the personal side, then for the most part, it's going to set you guys back. But if you guys have these credit cards that don't show up on the business side, then you guys are going to be situated just in case anything does happen, because it's not going to show up on your personal side, and it's not going to affect your ability to be able to apply for more credit cards. So that's really one of the strategies that I wanted to be able to implement today for you guys, and really just show you guys how you can be able to properly build it out. Now, one thing is really important to keep in mind is just to be able to take your time with things, right? right? It's always going to be better to take your time to build out your report properly than try to go ahead and rush the process, because if you guys skip steps, you're going to always have to start over. So don't really try to go ahead and skip step, guys, because once you guys skip steps, you lose out on money, and also too, you're always having to come back and restart that over. So it's a lot faster just to be able to actually take your time and not rush through the process. It's actually going to really help you guys a lot from not being able to rush the process, because it's going to be able to actually be faster if you guys actually take your time and build out your credit reports properly. So that's it for this video. Really wanted to show you guys everything as far as building out your report properly, and then also getting you guys to the business side. Now in the next future videos, I will be breaking down on all the investments, but appreciate you guys for watching in, and as always, I'll see you at the top, my boy. Let's get it.